originally from?
Originally, I was born in the Harbor area. I was born in Torrance. I moved around LA a lot, Wilmington, Long Beach, LA. And then I ended up in Corona, and that's where I lived basically most of my life, where I trained.
Your parents?
My parents are from Dana Strand Projects in Wilmington. They met each other in the projects. My dad was a gangster, and my mom, she decided to change her life and look for something different. So she really inspired me to shoot for better, you know, and not stay in a box my whole life and just think that certain things were just that's it, and that's the only thing I could do in my life, and that's it. She always showed me that I can reach for something better, and she put me in fighting and stuff. And I always used to hear stories about my dad, you know, that he was out there fucking fools up and shit. So I kind of looked up to that part about him. Like, I wanted people to be scared of me, like how they were scared of my dad. And so he kind of motivated me like that. And my mom, she's a first generation Salvadorian, and then my dad is first generation Mexican. What separated me from wanting to be a gangster, you know, was really just wanting to get money and wanting to have my freedom. Because a lot of times my dad would call me from jail, and I would think like, damn, this fool can't, if he wanted to, he can't go outside and go for a walk. Like, he can't do certain things that I do. You know, that's just really for the birds. So that really, I've never been to jail, and I never want to go to jail. So that's something that really motivated me to not live that lifestyle and just fighting. You know, I like the attention, and I like being successful, and I want to represent something different for Latin Americans in general, and just show everybody that, you know, we don't have to live that lifestyle. Because a lot of people look up to cholos or look up to narcos, because we see these guys, and these guys are the successful Latin Americans. At least that's what we see on TV and shit, right? And the people that we're around are regular people working regular jobs. So what I want to do is I want to become a successful fighter, but at the same time, I want to be successful in the business world. I want to go to school. I want to get an education and just, you know, live like that. So people that look like me don't really have degrees and shit. So if I get a degree, people that look like me are gonna think that they could go and get that shit too. So that's really my motivation. For me to be a fighter, what does it mean for me to be a fighter? I think anybody could be a fighter, not just physically where you're out there getting down with people. If you want to start a business or something, you gotta fight for that shit. If you want something in life, you gotta go out there and you gotta grind. And it's the same thing as fighting. You know, what's made me so good at fighting is my life. You know what I'm saying? I've been in fucking, there's been times where I've been in situations where I thought I was gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Kill or be killed. So to get out there and fight somebody in a cage with a referee, that's just cake. You know what I'm saying? Like, eat some there, okay? That's just easy money. When it comes to my fights, you know what I'm saying? I like to knock people out, because I like people to know that there was nothing this motherfucker could do to me. But at the same time, though, I came up wrestling, you know what I'm saying? I don't really like to do like these little takedowns where you're holding people and shit. Like, that's just boring to me. But I really do, I love slamming people on their heads. That shit, like, that's one of my favorite things to do. So I'll sock a motherfucker out, crack them with some good shit, daze their fucking life, and then slam them on their head and let them know that they can't do shit to me, and then fucking choke their bitch ass out. So, you know, I beat him everywhere. I fucked his ass up on the feet, fucked him up in wrestling, and then killed him on the floor. Like, but I really like standing up with my guys. No cap. That's where the money's at. That's what people like to watch. So I'd rather stand up and bang. Other than MMA, you know, if I was an MMA fighter, I think I would either be a football player, a baseball player, or basketball player, or soccer. You know, I like soccer. I like baseball. I like basketball, and I definitely like football. I definitely like football workouts. Those shits are fun as fuck, and they get you in beast mode. So, yeah. My opinion on Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, I think Andrew puts on a persona to really build his audience and get a lot of followers and create a lot of controversy. But I think for the most part, his real message is what's really helping people is to really just make yourself a better person, be the strongest man that you can be. And, you know, that's the kind of leaders that we need today. Although he does say a lot of controversial shit, at the end of the day, in order to become rich and famous, you kind of got to get your hands a little bit dirty. Just like me, I got to beat these fools up, and then at the end of the day, I could spread my message and motivate and inspire people. So same shit. My thoughts on Conor. I think Conor's one of the best fighters to ever do it. You know, he was down to fight anybody at any time, and he took fights against Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz was the bigger guy. And at the same time, you know, he talked a lot of shit, but he backed that shit up. And then when he went out there and lost, he wasn't no little bitch about losing. And I mean, recently he was a little bitch about losing against Poirier. But besides that, every time he lost in the past, he was cool about it, you know, and he came back stronger. So I think Conor McGregor's a shit, man. I wish that I wish that he was a little bit more humble under God, you know what I'm saying? But still confident in his own self. I think he just needs to find a balance between the two and not be so over the edge with one shit. Honestly, my thoughts on Kanye West, I really feel like he's exposing Hollywood for the most part. He's really putting the truth out there. And a lot of people, you know, say that he's crazy and this and that and this and that. But I really think that he's really smart. And I seen one thing where they asked Kim Kardashian, "What's your favorite thing about your kids?" And she said, "When they say that they love you." And then they asked him, "What's your favorite thing about your kids?" And then he said, "The kids." It's because Kim Kardashian is so full of herself. She's like, "Oh, you love me, you love me," and Kanye West is like, "The kids are the cool thing, the cool part." You know what I'm saying? So I think that shows a lot about his character. And honestly, I feel bad for him, man, because I know that it's probably hard being out there in Hollywood with all these fake people, and you're a real motherfucker. That shit might make you go crazy. Five top artists I listen to: O3 Greedo, The Game, 50 Cent, Nipsey Hussle, and NBA YoungBoy. Fuck with NBA YoungBoy too. So my top five goals for this year: I definitely want to stay undefeated. I want to finish all my opponents, and at the end of the year, I really want to have a Cadillac Escalade with some Lambo doors and some new shit. You know what I mean? Floss on everybody. And shit, what else? What else do I want? What's another goal of mine? Just become a better version of myself at the end of the day, and really look at myself and know that I'm working hard to be a better version of myself, a better fighter, a better person in general, and just really show a lot of love to people that show me love.